Good afternoon, MarketClub members everywhere. Jeremy Lutz here with your midday market update for Thursday, the 31st of January. End of the month. Big numbers coming out tomorrow, too. And right now, uncertainty ahead of tomorrow's monthly jobs report is contributing to choppy trading today within the markets. This follows yesterday's disappointing fourth quarter GDP report. The Labor Department released a report that the start of the trading showing bigger than expected weekly rebound in jobless claims today, so it's a little odd. The Labor Department said initial jobless claims rose to 368,000 in the week ending January 26, an increase of 38,000 from the previous week's unrevised figure of 330,000. Economists had been expecting jobless claims to climb to about 350,000 after hitting a 5-year low in the previous week. And I think, a lot of that's the holiday layoffs. A lot of people were part-time working, and now they're, after the holidays, they were forced out of work again, so they had to file a jobless claim. With that, we're going to take a look at a couple individual stocks, Facebook and Qualcomm, and with that, we'll take a look at the markets and see what it's telling us today. We'll go to our portfolio manager here. As you see, Dow's, everybody was really expecting it to hit that 14,000 level this week, but it's kind of backed off those highs based on those mixed data that we're getting today. Currently trading 13,887. Still plus 90. We're still long across the intermediate, long-term, and short-term markets based on all the green trade triangles across the board. Moving along to the NASDAQ, still a plus 60, still waiting for it to get a little bit higher for that entry point that we're looking for. Monthly, still red, still down. Intermediate term, we're still on the sidelines based on a red monthly and red green weekly. And then short term, we are along this market based on a green daily. Again, scores plus 60, still waiting for that monthly trend to kick around. S&P 500 again kind of backed off the highs here, currently trading at 14.99. Still plus 90, long across all time frames, intermediate, long term, and short term markets. I'd be really curious to see where the week ends up. Where the jobless GDP report's going to come out and see, the weekly jobless claims report and see what happens with that. But, really can't say anything until we see that. Moving along, the Euro USD plus 100, still moving a little bit higher. It's got a really nice trend to the upside. We're long across all time frames, intermediate, long-term, and short-term markets. Gold and silver today have given back all their gains and plus some yesterday based on the numbers that came out today and ahead of the numbers coming out tomorrow. Right now, currently at negative 60. Long term, we're still bearish this market. Intermediate term, we're on the sidelines. And short term, we did have an entry signal yesterday. Looks like we're getting pretty close to a exit before, looking probably around 1654 levels where a signal to exit out of that position would be. So not quite there yet, still trading 1660. Definitely watch tomorrow, see what's going to happen. As you can see, silver is much the same here. Gave back all the gains and plus some yesterday. Still negative 60, much the same story as gold, kind of what we're waiting on. Copper's given some of it back, not quite as much. Demand in China's still higher. They are the largest consumer of copper in the world right now. Still plus 100, long across all time frames in copper. Crude oil actually backed off of a 4-month high yesterday of hit 98.24, currently trading down 97.51. That's largely based on the jobless claims today. They got that news this morning, and then it was a sell-off to get out of positions in crude oil. However, we're still long across all time frames. Looking for of course, you're familiar with MarketClub. World Cup portfolio would give you your exit points ahead of time. You're currently go to your World Cup portfolio and check that out, and they'll tell you where they are. Natural gas kind of been a wild ride today. It's been as high as 3.3, down low as 3.2, kind of back and forth. It's kind of settled back in the middle right now. Negative 75, so we're still in a strong downtrend. Long term, intermediate term, we're on the sidelines. Short term, we're on the sidelines based on these. Facebook, there's one of the stocks we're going to take a look at. Plus 85, still long across this all time frames. However, their fourth quarter earnings were a lot lower than people were expecting, even though they've really gained in the first quarter of this year, pumping up their mobile inputs. I saw something where they're adding 650,000 mobile users a day, and they're really starting to to transfer that into ad sales on the mobile devices, but it really hasn't seen that on the back end yet in their books. Really got hammered today. Actually opened down at 29.15. It's actually worked itself back up. Currently trading about down about 0.25%. It's almost made back up all its gains to the close yesterday, which it closed yesterday at 31.255 and currently trading at 31.175. But right now, I'll give you a little exit point we want to watch on here. We're looking for a weekly exit on Facebook out of our long position at 28.65. So 28.65 will be an exit on a weekly trade triangle. So keep an eye on that 28.65. That'll be your exit point from a long position. But again, it looks like it's making up most of that ground it lost this morning at the open as the investors are getting back in. Really good volume still. 113 million. That's a lot of trading going on. Qualcomm actually, on the other hand, surged up 4.7% after the chip maker reported better than expected first quarter results and provided upbeat guidance going into the future. Right now, I kind of brought this chart up to kind of illustrate a point here that some people brought up in our members area. Earlier this week, we had a weekly exit on the chart here at 63.16 over here, right here. However, you see that the score now is a plus 100. Let me get back to my drawing tool here, right here. And what happened is this weekly is taking out a fresh 3-week low right here and issued the signal. And that was a little bit of a sell-off before the earnings were coming out. A lot of people didn't expect the earnings to be what they are. And then we opened up here today. Big change, though. It was obviously a new 3-week high. And I'm going to close this chart here and kind of show you what happens is in the system sometimes, and it only happens on really big moves like this, is that you'll see a weekly switch within a week. Right now, the system can only put one weekly a week on there. So we're going to clear the screen real quick here, and I'm going to show you that in the chart analysis score for this. And what you'll see is your chart analysis score is plus 100 right there. And you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Now, the general rule that we have, and we'll go back to the chart here, even though this triggered a new 3-week high today and the chart analysis score has gone to plus 100, and you can see that right here, that it's hit this new week high. We're actually going to wait for confirmation. We're going to clear the screen here on the chart because we don't want to jump in this misleading too early and it comes back down. So we're going to actually wait for next week. If it stays around this level, you'll get another weekly green trade triangle on the chart, and that will be our entry point. Since obviously if you're out of this market, you already missed this move, so we're just going to enter in up on these levels here. But I just kind of want to give you some insight into a question that I come across quite a bit sometimes when that happens, and just kind of a little clearer explanation. With that, I mentioned yesterday we'd go into the trade triangles and see if we can find anything that might be a potential 52-week high rule trade, which I always search greater than 2 million. And we're actually going to say, we're going to actually go to smart scan here. That's what we need to do. So many scans, I get confused sometimes. I spend a lot of my time in the trade triangle search, but right here, got 52-week high in our smart scan. Currently right now, 487 stocks meet that qualification, and we're going to narrow that down a little bit. We want equity. I actually want to view this as a symbol list. Last price greater than $10, volume greater than 2 million, and we're going to switch this to just U.S. exchanges. This is where you set your filter to narrow down this 487 stocks, and we'll see what we get here. And there you go, and you can see right there from 487 to 49 gives us a lot better. And then we're actually just going to go right here and sort these by volume on this column here, because I like to see volume highest to lowest from top to bottom here. There we go. And we got WMS Industries, 24 million volumes, great price, 25. Currently last 24.90. You can see, actually see there's quite a bit in here, but we'll go ahead and take a look at WMS here. I have no idea what they do, but it may be something that we want to follow up on. You can watch on Monday and see what it does. Well, there you go. It's a big gap up. I don't really like the look of this chart. I don't like when you see huge gaps like there to hit that 52-week high. You want to see a really nice movement up. Let's just take a look at one more here, see if we can't find one. Come down here. Let's see what the Dunkin' brands. They had some nice news today that they're going to be opening in California. Let's see how much. I haven't looked at this chart in a while. See what kind of flow this chart has. And there you go. We'll max out. Even though it's kind of a wild day today, we're going to look at it, and it's actually, there you go, 2-year, actually 5-year. It's up in all-time highs here. So this may be a stock to watch tomorrow to see if this movement follows out and see what happens, and definitely take a look at it. But that's how you find your 52-week highs. Remember, you want to go, and we'll put our telestrator on here. There we go. Let's search 52-week highs right there. Actually, that didn't work out very good, did it? Adam's much better at this telestrator than I am. There we go. 52-week high. You want to make sure you have your equity. Views a symbol. This just makes it easier for me. Greater than $10. You can play with that number if you want. Greater than $2 million. And then switch it to the U.S. exchanges that way. It'll really narrow that number down for you. With that, have a great trading day. Look out for those numbers tomorrow. We'll see where this week finishes up. Hopefully on the upbeat. Maybe that'll lead us into some higher ground next week. And with that, every success in your trading day. And we will see you tomorrow.